My name is. When I look up the definition of my name, what comes back is one choice. I automatically get an ache in my stomach because I often need more than one choice at any given time. Reading further, I learned that the name Angus consists of the words meaning one and choice. I appreciate this because I love to feel connected as one with every living thing, and choice is a beautiful word representing autonomy. Personal autonomy means a lot to me. Angus was known to be a god representative of youth, love, summer, and poetic expression. I love to be playful and remain connected to my youthful experiences, insights, and resilience. I would hope to live up to the name, and as a non-binary person, I've adopted both spellings of the name, recognizing the nuanced yet critical differences. My goal or hope for creating this daily journaling practice is to add to my personal wellness tools. I hope through this practice, I will be able to remain focused on my sense of self and choose ways to express myself incrementally. I believe mental health happens in real time and that it's important for me to stay focused and aware of my thoughts, feelings, and reactions to the real world and digital influences around me. It helps to support a broader sense of self and allows me to utilize a daily tool of catching, checking, and changing my negative perceptions into a more balanced and positive one. I never benefit from the negativity, and while I can acknowledge it, understand it, and experience it, I don't have to stay stuck in it for long periods of time. This leads to my daily experiences, and I have the personal right to choose wellness in spite of the circumstances surrounding my mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health limits. I am 100% responsible for the impact I have on myself and others. It's my hope through this practice that I'll be able to deliver a more balanced, loving, and thoughtful side of myself while holding space for the darker side of my lived experiences. A strength I bring to my community is duality. To me, this means the ability to experience more than one thing at a time at any given moment. When it comes to the peer support community and bearing witness to the things people experience and share, I am able to listen and demonstrate empathy while also acknowledging the experience of trauma, pain, or frustration of the other person. It's easy to get trapped in a rabbit hole of negative thoughts and feelings. I know this through experience. What isn't as easy is being able to see or find hope, especially when some of the challenging circumstances will continue because of things outside of my control. I feel that being able to live in the present while also having hope for the future is a strength, and I work on it each and every day. It's important to me because I need that from me. And I need to reflect and remember that in the moments when I'm experiencing pain, frustration, grief, and despair about the things I've experienced, I think living in my truth and that I experience multiple and alternative realities or emotional states can be a strength, even if it feels or seems to be a weakness. I will support my authentic daily journaling practice by continuing a daily intentional mindfulness practice so that the things that I will journal and document can be more reflective of my overall life and not only focused on the negative or overwhelming parts of my lived experiences and circumstances. I will also make sure to make a series of personal choices throughout the day to make sure that I'm setting myself up for success. This will include things like making sure I eat well, hydrate, and take care of my hygiene. I'll also journal out loud, not get caught up or precious about it being perfect or making sense to anyone else. I have the right to choose the language and meaning that fits in my world and my reality, and I will rely on evidence-based wellness check-in tools to hold myself accountable. I will live out loud and be proud of my accomplishments. I will continue to uphold my personal values and ethics and try not to second guess myself, knowing I have good intentions and a proven track record of holding others to high regard with love. I will support my daily practice by being an actionist, action taker, and doing instead of thinking. If I take small incremental actions, I can accomplish much more. Some things that bring me hope are soft breezes with fresh air and the sun. I can find hope in plants and evidence of new growth and continued resilience. Hope comes to me in the form of smiles, smirks, and laughter. I can see hope in babies, children, and even adults when you see they're in their childlike mode of observing and learning. Fresh laundry brings me hope and comfort and reminds me that I can just wipe the slate clean to get stinky all over again. I find hope through words, poems, songs, and music. Hope feels amazing, warm, and dynamic. Hope can fit in my hands, my heart, and can envelop every inch of my brain and mind. I find hope in time, distance, and shifting between the past and the future. I can cling to hope, I can set it free, and I can share it with others as it's an abundant commodity and open sourced to anyone who'd like access. To me, personal responsibility means that I am only in charge of the things I think, say, do, and feel at any given in any given situation, and anytime anyone else is involved. They have an equal obligation to take responsibility for themselves. This is important to me because it allows me to set and understand boundaries. It also allows me to determine and self-advocate for the limits I can handle when engaging others. It helps me to keep track of things I'm accountable for, and it also allows me to distance myself from the choices, actions, and outcomes others feel they are entitled to at my expense. I like personal responsibility because it allows me to also be accountable and to avoid pushing my agenda or hopeful outcomes onto others, creating tension or undue stress. It gives me an opportunity to reflect on the things others choose for their lives and to limit the impact that they may have on mine. Personal responsibility is universal, open source, and available to anyone who wishes to exercise their rights and responsibilities in a way that reflects their values, beliefs, and ethics. Ways I take personal responsibility for my own life are through communication and educating myself. It's important for my well-being to be able to communicate what I'm thinking, feeling, or reacting to in the moment. If I seem out of place, upset, or emotional, I need others to check in with me and ask what my needs are in that moment. I take a lot of time and effort to reach out and ask for support, so having someone speak to me in a judgmental way can easily trigger my trauma. This puts me at an immediate disadvantage and in line of harm. Depression, anxiety, trauma are all painful to experience, and deliberately disregarding my rights, feelings, and abilities creates harm. Understanding my needs and seeking ways to communicate in a concise way increases my chances of having my needs met and prevents further harm, causing opportunities for others. I take personal responsibility by recognizing my rights and the rights of others and taking as many actions as possible to ensure accountability. It's important to me. Ways I plan to take back control of my life are subject to change from moment to moment. I don't have to try to mask my experiences and fit inside a box for the comfort of others. If I am thinking or feeling it, I am going to speak up and share it, sing it, speak it, yell it, engage with it, and hold on tight until the moment passes. I don't care if the time it takes or who it makes uncomfortable. I plan to take back control of my life by structuring it, planning it, accommodating its needs, my needs, hell, everything the world needs in order to see the success I deserve and have earned through dues, blood, sweat, and tears. I will take back control of my life by restricting the influences others have over it through their thoughts, feelings, and hunger for power. I'll do so by showing up, speaking up, and never ever giving up. It takes more muscles to frown than smile, they say. Well, I will move my face in any direction it feels, given my lived experiences every moment, and I will not build more walls or hide the impact that the ignorance and violence of others is having on my heart, body, mind, and soul. I won't pretend it doesn't hurt while allowing for myself to understand the attachment to the pain in the first place. Ways of educating myself have been helpful, including increasing my mindfulness and my ability to stay present. When I don't hear, see, read, or witness the things I need to feel safe, I can easily get brain fog or the feeling of checking out. Educating myself by developing skills to read doctors' reports and facing the brave task of reviewing traumatic information helps me build resilience and recognize how impacted I have been by the lived experiences I've had. Understanding how others have been impacted by the trauma, violence, and toxic relationships has helped me develop my own coping skills and action plans to get well and stay well for longer periods of time. I didn't obtain formal education in my lifetime, but educating myself to obtain my GED and over time build up skills and certifications has allowed me to feel more confident and raise my self-esteem. I can define what education means to me, and I don't have to measure it against the institutions and systems that capitalize on the distribution of knowledge. Wisdom comes in many forms, and teachers are everyday people who have been through something and seen the other side. Feeling as though I can speak calmly and concisely to certain topics and in mixed company has helped me feel more confident, comfortable, and has allowed me to be more present in the moment. Getting an opportunity to connect and communicate with the community allows me to feel as though I can continue to learn, grow, and thrive under the circumstances of my personal wellness challenges. A calmer mind allows me to accommodate myself and focus on easing my physical pain and challenges, which leads to a more well-rounded wellness experience every day. Educating myself has added more good days and reduced the number of pain and panic days. I can educate myself by shutting my mouth and opening my ears. If my mouth is running, it usually means my ears aren't working to the best of their ability. If I can find someone I trust as an expert and the opportunity to listen to them share their wisdom authentically, then I can learn from them in a more effective way than taking a class or picking up a textbook. I can educate myself by being courageous and accepting that I don't know everything and dropping the notion that I'm supposed to know. I can educate myself by researching the credibility of any teacher, be it a coach, a licensed educator, an institution, or a publication. The world seems to favor those who appear convincing enough to skirt accountability, and the curriculum is written by those with the most privilege. I can educate myself by diversifying the channels where I receive, absorb, and adopt new information. I can educate myself through nature, engagement with community, through trying and failing time and time again, while being bold to get up, dust myself off, and continue my path. I can educate myself by being mutual in the process and educating others on what I need, feel, see, hear, and experience when exchanging information and ideas. I have the right to remain silent because anything I can and will be used against me in life. I have the right to my thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Regardless of the sins I've committed, I have the right to change. I have the right to love and to express it to anyone whom I feel love for. I have the right to love the people I want and choose the criteria to qualify them. I have a right to withhold myself in my needs if my needs aren't being met. I have the right to question and receive answers. I have the right to choose words, use words, and determine their meaning based on my definition and intention. I have the right to tone and the use of tone to express a need. I have the right to ask again and again until I receive an answer. I have the right to peace, to connection, to experience. I have the right to remain vocal because anything I don't say can and will be used against me in life. I have the right to simply be. I have the right to see, hear, touch, and feel. I have the right to experience completion. Ways I have successfully advocated for myself include always showing up for myself, being willing to begin each morning with an affirmation that I'll have my back no matter what, helps me set an intention for the day. From there, being willing to look at my challenges time and time again in order to process them and to make action plans with goals and measurable steps I can take has helped me self-advocate with more success. Being willing to be vulnerable and ask for support has been key, and using specific language choices and calmly seeking support has also contributed to better outcomes. I've been able to ask my care providers for deeper understanding so that I can challenge my own limiting beliefs and address issues that have been unresolved for a long time. Self-advocacy has become my personal life's work. I'm able to be the person I need to be successful and live my best life. I don't have to be well to do this work, but I can get well by staying connected to this work. The love, wisdom, and inspiration I pull from my peers and community fuel my personal growth and investment in my best possible outcome. My hope is everyone can win. Reasons I need at the very least 5 supporters include simple and complicated tasks to ensure my support needs can be taken care of in a helpful way. My trauma, my mental and physical health is very complex, so I need many people willing to do small things so that I can trust and feel at ease that my wishes will be taken care of. With my wellness, it's very easy for me to be confusing, chaotic, or experiencing deep, unrecognizable emotion, and it's not always easy or reasonable to have someone meet those needs. I need people who understand that some of the requests I make can lead to judgments, but if I have the support I need, I'm able to bounce back stronger and quicker whenever I'm in distress, crisis, or experiencing the pain and discomfort from my mental, physical, and emotional limitations and daily experiences. I often say it takes a village to raise an Angus, and it's true. It matters to me, good or bad, what people think of me and how I present myself. Supporters are people who I have created a foundation of trust with, and folks who I know I can rely on during the good times and bad. My supporters know, understand, and are prepared to go with the flow. They respect my needs and wishes and are authentic in their willingness to be the person I need them to be when I need them. My supporters also work towards building healthy relationship dynamics with me, see themselves on my level and me on theirs. My supporters know that I am capable of more than willing to support them mutually, and that teamwork makes the dream work when it comes to tackling the known and the unknown. My supporters know I'm capable of presenting in many different and confusing emotional states, and are people who can hold space and me accountable for my actions and words. My supporters are close to me, considered loved ones, and cherished by me as chosen family. My supporters love me unconditionally and hold me in high regard. They also allow me to communicate with them through the ups and downs without pinning me to final answers or judging my emotions as they are happening. A time I was listened to and it helped was when I joined a peer support group online that was located in another city in another country. I didn't feel as though I could trust anyone with the emotions, thoughts, and feelings I was experiencing as a result of my trauma, so I needed to feel as though I was at a safe distance from those who might interfere or sabotage my emotional wellness. I was invited to participate and given many opportunities to learn, listen, and contribute authentically. It helped me because I needed to feel as though I wasn't being judged, even if it was just my reaction and experience and not reflective of the realities that others hold. Being in that environment and having the opportunity to listen and support others who are navigating their own traumas and experiences helped. It's also a great way to practice two-way communication, which is novel when I'm experiencing deep emotions or caught up in my feelings. Having people listen without reaction helped me to regulate my own emotions and realize that I was safer than I felt, and that the tough moments pass, making way for continued progress. A way that I've raised my self-esteem is by choosing to believe that I am worthy of feeling good about who I am as a person. It really had to start there. One of my first mantras was Angus by design, and speaks to the choices I can make to feel good about myself any given day and time. I'm a very sensitive person and I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't seem to be able to turn off the part of me that was impacted by the senseless violence I've witnessed and endured. So being gentle with myself, believing I deserve a good life, and to be connected are ways that I can feel lifted, no matter what else I may be feeling, thinking, or experiencing as a traumatized person. Documenting my life through images, creations, writings, and having these tools to reflect on later have helped me to realize that the way I feel at any given moment isn't the final answer to how I can and do feel overall. It's important to me to achieve a balance when it comes to self-esteem and expression, as it's easy to get caught up, appear selfish or defensive, which can lead to division and isolation. A way someone's words or actions turn me off is through inauthenticity, hypocrisy, or when people speak and act in a way that is racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, or abusing their authority. I am a person who feels as though I'm a soul having a human experience, and I apply that to every other living being. There are many factors that go into the human experience, and many of them are out of my control. When it comes to the things I listed, we are born as we are. It's when we apply politics, opinions, and leverage power and privilege that defines our experience at any given moment. I believe that every soul deserves peace, love, and consideration. So when I see people choosing to speak or act in a way that suggests that we don't deserve equality, it hits me deep to my core. I've experienced a lot of bullying in my lifetime as a person living with disabilities or abilities, challenges, and traumas, and have worked in a number of ableist and toxic environments where the core values and standards I try to live by were intentionally bullied or challenged. This type of violence hurts everyone and keeps me from feeling safe, secure, and open to engagement. A way support groups have been helpful is by connecting me with other people who have experienced or are experiencing challenges with similar things to the ones that I've faced, am facing, or will face. I always compare it to being people who have the same car, or they're kind of nodding at each other as they pass by. Support groups can be a great way for me to gain perspective on the degree I'm experiencing challenges, and they can also be a way for me to feel connected and more comfortable by setting some ground rules. A way they have not been helpful sometimes is when other participants choose to or are unable to abide by some of the basic boundaries and limits, or if they are unable to be empathetic to my needs while sharing the space. I have always found that leading with intention and letting my actions follow has helped me get connected and stay connected to support groups, even when things can be uncomfortable, challenging, or seemingly impossible. I find having an opportunity to show up for myself and others goes a long way for my wellness and sense of contributing to my community, neighborhood, and making amends for the times I didn't know better or do better. Community activities I enjoy or would enjoy are activities that allow me to be in social spaces with flexibility to advocate for the space that I need and the types of interactions I may have. Activities with structure, clear intentions, and guidelines are best suited for me as they reduce any confusion I may have. I enjoy brunches, breakfast, and other meals, thrifting and yard sales, galleries and art shows, parades, dances, coffee shops, and film festivals. I love observing other communities and groups, celebrating cultural events, and I like anything involving pets, animals, and nature. I really enjoy community town hall sessions, general meetings, and socializing in malls, parks, and much more. I enjoy activities I can do with others, but also enjoy doing things by myself like photography, journaling, sketching, Reiki energy, yoga, and reflecting over a hot beverage. I would enjoy more art-related activities such as painting, sculpting, and repurposing. Volunteer activities I enjoy or would enjoy are activities that allow me to do something I love doing and the ability to be of service to someone else. I have a long history of being a volunteer. I've volunteered at hospitals, agencies, hospices, peer support warm lines, nursing homes, festivals, parades, virtual and in person, and much more. I love being able to share stories and provide assistance to others without expecting anything in return. This allows me to practice karma yoga, be intentional and mindful, and practice the law of abundance as opposed to fueling my anxiety with a need for a rushed life and undertaking too much stress and pressure. I would enjoy doing more volunteer work for music festivals, my co-op, and local organizations that provide peer support and wellness tools to marginalized and underrepresented communities. Acknowledging the systemic pressures and gaps helps to focus on energy that contributes to solutions. In the end, it's a great way to meet other thoughtful people and engage in an activity that's rewarding. Today is Friday, January the 20th, 2023. My name is Angus Wright. I also go by AngusByDesign, and this is an entry to a daily journaling practice that I call journaling or journal out loud 365. What do I want to accomplish with my wellness recovery action planning? I'm looking to accomplish the ability to stay well and get well when needed. I hope to accomplish many, many ways to formulate many, many tools in order to prevent myself from going into crisis, whether it be throughout the day, whether it be through panic, depression, physical pain, anything like that. I am hoping that through my action planning and my advanced directive planning, that I will be able to stay better for longer periods of time, and that I will prevent myself from deteriorating in my wellness. What does hope mean to me? To me, hope means everything. It is one of the 5 key pieces that I consider whenever I'm doing my action planning. To me, hope is important. If I want to have a meal, my hope is that it's a meal that is nourishing and comforting and takes care of any cravings I may have. But at the same time, hope is endlessly small and endlessly ginormic, to be honest. Hope is very important, and it is very specific to any given hope or wish or want that I need at any given time. What can I do to increase hope in my life? I can choose connection. I can choose the connections I'm making. I can choose to edit my life so that I am including hope intentionally. I can have people in my world that bring me hope. I can engage with my dog. I can engage with my neighbors, my neighborhood, people of all ages and experiences, because I often find hope in them. What does personal responsibility mean to me? It means to me that I am able to have boundaries and respect boundaries. Personal responsibility to me means that I can have limits and I can respect limits. Personal responsibility means to me that no matter what the situation, no matter what the circumstances, no matter what the experiences I've had or may have, I can make choices. I can choose any direction. I can choose to give into something, or I can choose to resist something based on my needs, my rights, and my wants. What steps can I take to be responsible for myself, my wellness, and the things that I want in my life? I can choose to take steps. I can also choose to pause and reflect. So steps that I can choose are continuing to live my wellness recovery action planning tools each and every day, each and every moment, because I know that it is a guide that I've created for myself, and I will only benefit from continuing to engage with it. In what areas do I want to show more personal responsibility? The answer is simple: in every area. I don't want to be a person who doesn't take ownership over themselves. I always need to be a person that wants to take accountability, because I'm a person that wants to hold people accountable for their personal choices. What does education mean to me? Education means to me that I have the ability and the right and also the responsibility to understand my impact on my world and the world around me. Education to me means understanding what it is that other people are saying about me, be it professionals, doctors, bosses, lawyers, any which thing. It's important to me that I have a clear understanding so that I can make personal choices for the things that I need and want, and the things that I deserve and I have the right to. In what areas do I want to learn more? All areas. I love to learn. I am a sponge for knowledge and wisdom. What steps can I take to educate myself? I can take further steps to educate myself. I can not just go with the first thing I see that confirms the things that I want. I can challenge myself. I can read further. I can diversify the knowledge that I'm looking for and that I need. But I can also go further into challenging the information that I'm taking in and really being sure that it's legitimate and it follows up with my core values and ethics. What does self-advocacy mean to me? For me, it means sticking up for myself. For me, it means being vulnerable, authentic, and seeking support when I need to in order to achieve the things that I need for myself. It means showing up, standing up, speaking up, and being the person that I have needed, need, and will always need in terms of being safe, happy, and healthy. What steps can I take to advocate for myself in different areas of my life? Planning, thinking, planning, challenging, doing, reviewing, engaging, lather, rinse, repeat. How can I communicate my needs and preferences to others? I can do this. I can journal out loud. I can have conversations. I can write it down in a note. I can put it in a text. I can send it in an email. I can do it by voicemail. As Olita Adams said, you can reach me by railway. You can reach me by trailway. You can reach me on an airplane. You can reach me with your mind. I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. I'm paraphrasing, and I edited a bunch of those lyrics out and brutalized the whole thing that Alita Adams tried to do, but it just means I can take whatever steps necessary to do that. What does support mean to me? Support means to me that I am being accounted for with the ultimate love and high regard that I deserve and that I give to others. Support means to me that the people who are supporting me are stepping down in their own judgments, their own beliefs, their own whatevers, and they're really just putting all of the faith in me that by supporting me, I can achieve what I need without interference. Support means to me that you're doing what I need because I've asked for it very clearly and concisely, and that I'm not overburdening you. And it also means that I get to support you, even in the moments where it doesn't seem that I'm capable of it. And the way that I support others is to essentially be accountable and authentic, and also not make others responsible for the things that I'm experiencing. What steps can I take to build my support system? I can be nice. I can give people examples of every part of me that can be challenging, that can be easygoing. I can just be authentic. I don't have to hide. I don't have to mask. I can simply be myself and find others who share that and who can see that. And how can I be a source of support for others? By being available, by listening, by being open-minded, by being truthful, by being authentic. So that has been a session of Journal Out Loud. I'm Angus. I also go by AngusByDesign, and I appreciate sharing this with you. If it resonates with you and you want to reach out to me, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever the technical things are. Essentially, AngusByDesign is a personal mantra of mine, and I'm available on socials because that's where I choose to journal and document my life. I put the me in social media. So have a wonderful day.